Hi, kindergartners. So we are going to do a fun art project where we are going to reuse some things we have around our house to make a fun Earth Day activity. So I just first wanted to show you what we're going to be making. So we are going to be making planet Earth, and then we are going to, it might be kind of hard to see, but we are going to be writing down some ways that we can help planet Earth from what we learned in our lesson. So the first thing that we are going to do is get a plastic, or well, not plastic, paper plate. Or if you do not have a paper plate, then you can just use a white piece of paper. The only thing you will have to do first is cut it into a big circle. So again, if you ever need to pause this video to catch up, then do so, and then you can just click it again to keep going. All right, so I'm going to be using a paper plate, and I'm going to be using 2 crayons. We need our green crayon, and we also need our blue crayon because we are going to be coloring our paper plate so it looks like planet Earth, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to take our green crayon and we are going to draw just some little kind of like blobs that are going to be, it's going to be the land for our Earth. So you can do this any way you want. If you want to do exactly what I'm doing, that's fine. So I'm going to take my green crayon and I'm just going to kind of draw some kind of squiggly lines like this. So this can be one part. Maybe a small little land right there. And then maybe we'll do one more kind of like this, like that. Again, there's no right way of doing this. All we have to do is draw a couple little squiggles like this, okay? So after you draw the different pieces of land that we have on Earth, you are going to color it. So we are going to just color our land green. Okay. Now, as you can see, since my paper plate is has a pattern on the side, it might be kind of hard to color, but we're just going to do the best we can. And again, Miss Meyer and Mrs. C always say that just do your best, okay? It doesn't have to be perfect. No one's will be perfect. So I'm just going to keep coloring, and you can color too. We're just going to be coloring our land. Okay. And then we'll color the last piece of our land. Just like this. Now I want you to try to do your best 3-star coloring, but I know that everyone has different paper plates, so some might be easier than others. Mine is a little harder, so I'm just going to do the best I can. So here is my land, okay? If you need more time, then just pause the video, and then when you're ready, click it again. So now what we are going to do is we are going to color the rest of our plate blue so that it shows our ocean, because we have land and we have ocean on our planet Earth. So you are just going to use your blue crayon and you're going to color the rest of the plate blue. So as you can see, while you guys are coloring, we're going to be coloring most of the plate blue because our Earth is actually made up mostly of water, of oceans. So that's why we didn't draw too much land, and that's why we have a lot of blue on our plate, because it's all of the oceans. So I'm almost done with mine. I'm just going to try to clean it up a little bit. But here is my planet Earth. I have my land and my water, okay? So I'll give you another couple seconds to finish up your coloring, and if you need to pause the video, then do so, okay? All right, so the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to use some string. I just have some string here. If you don't have string, maybe you have some just like strips of paper that you can cut out. Here I have paper that I reuse. See, there's writing on it that I didn't need anymore. But I'm going to use string for today. So we are going to need 3 pieces of string. So you are going to just cut 3 pieces of string. Okay, so here's 1. Here's 2. And 3. So now I have my 3 pieces of string. So you can use your 3 pieces of string that you have, or you could just use some strips of paper. So you may want to cut that out now. So when you have your 3 strips of paper or string, you are going to either tape or glue it. I'm going to use tape just because I don't really have a lot of glue at my house, but you can use your glue sticks or you can use white glue, whatever you have, okay? So I'm going to turn my plate over, okay? I'm going to move it up a little bit, and then I am going to just place the string like this. So I'm going to keep it a little away from each other so they're not all too close to each other, just like this. And then I'm going to tape each one. Now, if you glue it, then you're just going to glue it and then stick it on. If you're using a glue stick, you may have to use glue, like a little bit extra glue to make sure it really sticks, and then you'll want it to dry for a couple minutes before you move on, okay? But if you're using tape like me, I like it because it's nice and quick, so it doesn't take too long. But it's just whatever you have at your house. So just like this. So if you're using glue, just press on it a little bit to let it dry. Wait for a couple minutes, and then we have our Earth and we have our string. So one other thing that we're going to do to finish up our part 1 of our art project is we are going to cut 3 squares. So I am actually going to reuse some notebook paper that I have. Maybe you have some notebook paper, maybe you have some just white pieces of paper or some scrap paper. I'm going to use a notebook piece of paper. And we have to cut out 3 squares. You want them to be not too big and also not too small. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to just cut kind of like a long piece of paper like this. And then I'm going to cut it so each one is about like this big. And I want it to be the same. So I'm just going to cut it like this. And again, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. So now I have 3 squares. And these are going to be where we write 3 ways that we can help our planet Earth. That's going to be in another video. So if you need to pause this video to finish cutting out 3 squares, then you can do so. If you're ready, what we're going to do, the last part, is we are going to, let me move this up. We are going to glue or tape our pieces of paper to our string, okay? So I'm going to turn over my plate again. So now we can see the string on our plate, and I'm going to put a piece of paper, have the string over the piece of paper, and you are going to either glue or tape the piece of paper to the string. Okay, just like that. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. And then here is the third one. And you want to leave some room. You don't want them too close because it's going to be something that hangs so that it'll look like this. It's kind of hard to see, but this is what it's going to look like. So let me actually move this. So this, boys and girls, is what it is going to look like. So we have our paper plate that was made into planet Earth, and then we have some string or strips of paper with some more pieces of paper. Okay, so this is part 1 of our art project. So if you ever need to finish, pause this video to finish up your art project, then you can do so. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.